Plaintiff Katina Dickerson says while doing a project for school, her daughter discovered that the defendant may be Katina's brother. Katina reached out to the defendant and they've been in contact ever since. But she petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that they are related. Defendant Lamont Nottage says he was shocked when his niece called him and said that Katina may be his biological sister. Lamont claims he's excited about the possibility of having another sibling, and he's eager for the DNA test results today.
Tell me how this subject matter came to be.
My daughter was doing a sociology project for a family tree for her college class, and she came in my room early one Sunday morning and told me she found my brother. And I asked her how, and she showed me.
You knew you had a brother?
I did not know I had a brother from my father. I'm the youngest of 6. I have 4 older brothers and 2 older sisters, and I did not know about him.
He's from your father, not
Yes.
your mom.
Yes.
Your other siblings are with your mom.
Yes.
Okay, and what gave her that impression? She said based on her research?
Because it was based on her research, but it was also based on the fact that he was under my father on a family tree that she had found online.
Okay. And how did you all pursue it after that? Did you
We
call
reached
him?
out
What
and
happened?
contacted a family member that he's closely in contact with online, and she put us in connection with him. And me and him spoke that same day on the phone, and we exchanged information and kind of figured.
All right. She didn't ask for no money, did she?
No, sir.
Oh.
No, sir.
This is mighty strange. You happen to have big money now, looking good. Mighty strange all of a sudden.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're her brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff Katina Dickerson suspects the defendant is her brother, but she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test to find out the truth.
You tell me, give me an assessment from your standpoint of what's going on and what has happened.
Yes. It's an honor to be in front of you, Judge Mathis. Okay? We have similar backgrounds. My dad divorced my mother.
Now that's where we in. I didn't know my dad.
Yes.
That's where our background in. Go ahead.
And I got a call from my nieces to pieces, and she stated that Uncle Mont, she received a call that said her grandfather was the same as my grandfather, which would be my father. I said, okay. And I said the same thing you did. Well, I don't have no money, so
I'm just kidding.
you do some research, then call me back. And she did. And she gave me my sister's number. And me and my sister have been chopping it up for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
She knew a lot about my dad, and I lost my sister I grew up with in '94, and this is my other niece, Jasmine. So me and my sister touched bases 7 months ago, and since then I met my other nieces to pieces, and Sydney, and the 2 nieces got together, and me and my sister got together, and it is wonderful that I have a new sister.
Okay. And now you all want the paperwork to take with you.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
This is the easy one. No child support involved. Nobody's
Yes, sir.
mad about the other one because they were seeing somebody at the same time.
Yes.
And it may or may not be my son. This is a good one. So
Yes.
let's give them that
Okay.
paperwork.
That's all right.
Come on up. State your name.
Hello. My name is Sydney Dickerson. So one day I was doing a project for my college. It was a sociology project. It was basically just build your family tree. I didn't have much information on my mother's father, but I got a lot of information from my grandmother. My mother didn't have a lot of information to give me on her father, just a name and a birth date. So I just basically started from there, and from there I started to find Census Bureau reports from like years and years ago. I was able to track the Nottage family all the way back to Tarpon Bay. And through that, I was able to see Rudolph Nottage's death certificate. I found his marriage certificate with Lamont's mother's name on it.
Okay.
From there, I was able to find Lamont's birth certificate with his father's name on it. His sister, Vivian, I believe her name was, who would have been my aunt. And from there, I reached out. I searched him on Facebook. He was born Freelance Lamont Nottage.
Okay.
And but he goes by Lamont Nottage. Okay. And before I contacted him, I contacted his niece Jasmine to just basically ask like if any of the information I have is like sounds familiar to anything you know. And she was basically like, yeah, this is my uncle. I'll have him reach out, and we basically talked, compared information, and here we are.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you're a regular Henry Louis Gates here.
That's right.
I was just watching one of his shows on PBS. He's the researcher, ancestral, particularly in Africa. He's Afrocentric researcher and does shows, history of African struggle, history of African American struggle, Revolutionary War he also did. So I was just watching that last night. And Questlove was the subject, and he was able to track Questlove's, and he said this is the first time, Henry Louis Gates said this is the first time he was able to track an African American back all the way to the location they were taken from in Africa.
Wow. Right. And I was able to I was able to trace them all the way back to Tarpon Bay, all the way to their immigration to Miami, and then from Miami I got
immigration.
Tarpon Bay is Bahamas.
Oh.
So the Bahamas, they immigrated Lamont's grandparents.
Okay, I was making sure you're not saying slavery was immigration.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, not slavery. Tarpon Bay, Bahamas.
Some people are confused. They have some history book that said that.
Immigration
black
and
folks
slavery
immigrated from Africa. Referred to us as immigrants. No, we were dragged over in chains in the holds of slave ships, standing, squeezing next to each other, standing up all the way. That doesn't sound like immigration. Right. In fact, what he discovered, Henry Louis Gates, and disclosed, was that Questlove's relative was on the last slave ship to come from Africa. Wow. He knew it all the way back from the time they were captured and brought over. So good work by him, and it sounds like you're doing some great work. Yeah.
Plaintiff Katina Dickerson suspects the defendant is her brother, but she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test to find out the truth.
Let me say this. Names a lot of times don't give you all the information that you need. For example, people are often adopted. They kind of go by names that are listed and they put on birth certificates. Unfortunately, you're not related. So, I'm going to give you that part of the result, and we'll help and we'll follow up, all right? You all want to follow up more?
Yeah.
Make sure. My staff will talk with you guys, and we'll follow up.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Well, at least we know. He's my brother.
All right. There you go. And that's my sister. Okay? Regardless, that's my sister. And that's my nieces to pieces. And that's my other nieces to pieces. Okay? And we family regardless now.
Yeah.
Great. On whatever anybody say.
Yep.
Awesome. That'd be my sister forever. She look like me. So I don't okay?